So how's everybody doing tonight? Good, good. So I have a question. Who in the room here is new? Who's never been to this club before? Wow, that's about half. That's fantastic. Cool. And who's been coming here for more than 1 month? Great. So you guys have been here before a few times. Fantastic. So this month we're going to try to follow the same format we're used to. If you were here last month, we cut things a little short to give the speaker a little extra time. Tonight's speaker, as you know, is Aaron Norris. Fantastic man, amazing guy, amazing business guy as well. You guys are going to learn a lot, so take notes. I know I'm going to be taking notes as well. My name is Kucan. I am the organizer, co-organizer of the San Diego Investment Club. This is my business partner, Dr. Imran Clark. And together we actually run Kucan and Clark Partners, which is a real estate fix and flip company, and we do a bunch of different types of deals, including subject twos, land, what else do? We build houses.
New builds, yeah, buy and holds.
We partner with you folks as well.
Right.
So
partnerships are big.
Partnerships are big. And one of the places we learned about our partnerships is in this particular room, well, this particular hotel at this club. So why don't you tell them a little bit about, real quick, about the history here.
Okay, well, this club, well, Phoebe's been around for a while, so for investors, by investors, and it's a network throughout California. Okay, and that's been going on for many, many, many years, and we're part of the Phoebe. And the branding around Phoebe is really to focus on, education and networking and giving back, and not have like a bunch of, products up here, getting people's credit cards out and running to the back. So you're not going to get any of that sort of stuff at a Phoebe brand meeting. So we're the San Diego Investment Club. We're a member of the Phoebe Network.
Who can tell me what Phoebe stands for?
I think I just said it.
Speak up. For investors, by investors.
Right.
So we're all in this together.
Right. So one of the Phoebe members that started a club here, Reggie Lull. So a lot of you may remember Reggie Lull, who he's been in this business for a long time. He made tons of money, has tons of rentals, and he got married again, and he moved out of state, and approached us last year and asked us if we'd want to take over and maintain the integrity of the club and keep moving it forward. So that's how we ended up on board. But the importance of this, I think, you want to get to the networking portion of it, or do you want to save that for a few slides?
Well, we can get right to the networking, because that's why we're here, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, why don't we ask some people?
Go for it.
Okay, so raise your hands if you'd like to share whether you've been coming to this club like this is your 50th time or whether this is your first time. What made you show up tonight? Why do you come? So does anybody want to share? Right up front.
Probably the biggest reason that I'm here today is for the focus on marketing.
Cool.
I'm just getting started as a new wholesaler, and I think one of the most critical aspects of wholesaling is getting your marketing out, making sure that you're focusing your marketing on a group that is not already getting bombarded by tons of other, wholesalers and other investors. So that's why I'm here.
Wonderful. Well, you're gonna learn from the best today, and there's a lot of other people in the room that do a lot of other marketing as well, and so network with people and find out what they're doing.
Well, and you kind of hit on a little point there about like something being saturated, right? Like a group that already has a whole lot of wholesalers, a whole lot of investors. And one thing, why we do this, and people ask us, because we'll end up telling people exactly what we do and how we do it, is aren't you afraid of creating competition, right? And we learned that the truth is the more that you share and the more you kind of teach people what you do and the more you collaborate, instead of hanging on to one deal, if you end up sharing with another person, you get 3 deals worth done. So I'm a strong believer in just everybody doing it together. Anybody else?
Owen, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a commercial broker. I'm basically a wholesaler. Kind of retired, but I got tired of that. So I'm kind of mentoring now. I help people find properties. So I'm a buyer's broker. And for individuals or brokers that want to find properties, I do it all over the United States. Work at mobile home parks, shopping centers, office buildings, industrial. Great. So it's fun. I'm here to network.
Right. Wonderful.
Here to network. Wonderful.
Anybody else? One more maybe? Any brave soul? Want the spotlight on him?
So as you guys know, tonight's meeting is with the infamous Aaron Norris. Who's heard of the Norris Group? Do you know why you've heard of the Norris Group? Because of Aaron, right? So he does all the marketing, the social media marketing, Web 2.0, Web 3.0, PR, branding, and branding is huge. I mean, for us, that's the first thing that we thought of in our business is branding ourselves. How are we going to brand? I mean, people have seen the big, giant hot air balloon that's multicolors. You all know it's Remax. Why? Because it's branding. So he'll teach you a little bit about that and a bunch of other stuff that's definitely going to help you in your business. Next month's meeting, once you've done the marketing, you can go on and find the deals, evaluate the deals, find out if it's going to be a good profit or not. Turn down the deals that aren't going to make sense, and Christopher Rocky is going to help you with that as well. He is the elite trainer for Property Radar. So who's heard of Property Radar?
Formerly Foreclosure Radar.
Formerly Foreclosure Radar, right. So we have a...
Normally, it's also foreclosure.
Well, that's true. They have
I
both,
apologize,
right?
yes.
You wrap it into a package.
Right. So as we were talking about, network us before the meeting. I know a lot of you have done that. Stick around afterwards as well. Several $100,000 worth of deals is sitting right in this room. You just guys need to tap into it. And a lot of people are looking for different things. So find where you are going to connect with other people.
We just can't emphasize enough, networking. Don't just come to our group. There's maybe three or four, I'd say three that I really like that are great groups here in San Diego. One's about to start up in Temecula, Murrieta, too. So we took over in 2013 on this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's all a blur. 2012 for us was our first $1 million year in net profits. And we can really attribute a large majority to that, to the networking and the partnerships that we formed. We didn't do it by ourselves. And then of the networking, we can really attribute a large chunk to this particular meeting. Well, Reggie, because we were an attendee just like you. We weren't, the center of attention standing up here on stage. We were a member just like you, in 2012 and 2011, and it really helped our business a lot. So, so now, we're big on partnerships. Partner with us. We put a lot of money to work and earn a nice return for people. So that's what this is all about.
That's exactly what it's about. And
education.
Some of the other events are the North County San Diego Investors Association, or NSDREI. They meet in Oceanside. You're going to hear from Rich tonight. He's going to talk about market updates. But when do you guys meet, Rich?
Third Tuesday.
The third Tuesday of every month. So it's going to be...
April 15th.
Thank you, April 15th. Ooh, what day is April 15th?
Tax day.
Tax day. So get your taxes done before you go to that
There
club.
you go. And then another one that's worth going to is the SDCIA run by Bill Tan down in Mission Valley. Look that one up.
So, a lot of good speakers in all these clubs. Come out, get educated, and put that education to work, for sure. Implement it into your business. Definitely have to do disclosure. Got this from Eric Sargusa, who's the president, I think, of NSDREI as well. I could read you this, but he basically says, what's the fun words you use when describing this?
The simple version is, in our case, the NSDREI is responsible for nothing, and you are responsible for everything.
Right.
Yeah, so if you get into trouble, it's your fault and it's not our fault.
Right.
Don't listen to
So-
what we say.
Confident basically
Right.
care about them and want them to do their own due diligence.
Yeah.
There we go.
please.
There we go.
Right.
So do your own due diligence. We're not responsible, you are. But there are people in this room that you can connect with as well. So if there's any real estate attorneys, connect with a real estate attorney if you don't have one. Start building your team. And that's another reason why people show up. There's a lot of people in this room here that you can start building your team, especially if you're new. You have to have stagers on your team. You have to have accountants on your team. And so let's just go around real quick.
Call these off and raise your hand real quick for like maybe 5 seconds so people can look around the room and see that you're here. We're going to see
We're
who's in
just
the
going to
room.
read them off. Title reps. Any title reps in the room? Okay.
Ooh, not today.
Any past speakers in the room that have been on stage to speak before? Rich Worcester, Eric Sargusa. Fantastic. Those guys have a wealth of knowledge between those two guys.
Yep.
Any escrow companies in the room? Title or escrow? Okay. Home inspectors. Got some home inspectors in the room right here. If you guys need a home inspection, go connect with this gentleman over here. Anybody in the room does staging? Our stager couldn't make it tonight, but Jacqueline, she's
Yeah, we believe in it. It sells
We
every
do. It
house.
sells our houses very quickly.
Contractors. Lots of contractors.
Brad.
You know, and I'll tell you, we use more than
Leonard,
one.
again,
You know,
right.
it's, get enough houses.
Any
so.
appraisers in the room? Yeah, I don't think they wanted to show up, especially after the last appraisal that happened with us.
Property managers.
Property managers, notaries,
Usually we have a couple, yeah.
private lenders. There goes the hands.
People with money, here you go.
If you need money, look around the room. Keep your hands up for one more second. If you need money, look around the room. Go talk to all of these people, because they all have a little bit different products to fit your specific niche.
Right.
Self-directed IRA representatives.
You know,
Who here is familiar with self-directed IRAs? Well, actually, let me reverse the question. Who's not familiar with self-directed IRAs? Great.
No,
So you all
we
know
got-
that
we got one hand up.
you can invest your own self-directed IRAs into real estate. So
Exactly.
if you have any questions, come talk to us.
Right.
Any attorneys in the room? One attorney.
there he
Here we
goes.
go, right over
All
here.
right, so everybody be careful.
How about marketing companies? Somebody that can do the marketing for you. I mean, Aaron's pretty much his own company over here, but financial advisors. Can we tell people what to do with their money?
There we go.
Okay, good. Oh, there we go.
Oh, attorney
Real estate
and-
agents. How many agents do we have in the room?
There we go.
Fantastic.
There's another place to get the deals, folks. You know, with your agents.
And
pay them.
do all of you work with real estate investors? Yes, of course. Exclusively.
Ooh.
We're going to hear from Diane if she wants to come on stage along with our sponsor. She's one of our sponsors here as well. Mortgage brokers.
There we go.
There you go.
Another
If you
source of
guys-
money.
If you guys need your buyers to go find funding, go talk to her. Any other services I missed?
Accountants.
CPAs? Accountants? Okay.
Bookkeepers.
Bookkeepers? Anything like that? Okay, great. So
This is
keep
your
connecting.
chance. This is your
That's it.
chance to raise your hand if you want to yell out.
So tonight, what to expect tonight?
Real quick.
Property scout, bird dog.
Bird dogs, there you go. Find the properties.
Great, she'll find the
Awesome.
properties for you.
There you go.
So tonight, a real quick rundown. Next, we're going to have our sponsors come on stage real quick. We could not do this meeting, we couldn't host this and put this on for you guys without them. So we're going to give them a few seconds to come on stage, and then we're going to talk with, or Ted's going to talk with you guys about Ted's Tech Talk. And he's going to talk a little bit about 10 to 15 minutes about what you can implement into your business. Then we're going to run through the market updates with Richard Worcester, the deal profile with, where'd you go? Oh, Kendall. Kendall over here is going to show you his latest deal and how you guys can do the same thing. And then we're going to do our monthly giveaway, main presentation with Aaron Norris. We're going to wrap it up, and we're going to do more networking out in the bar. So right now, let's hear from our sponsors. Brock.
Thank you, guys.
Give it up.
Well, thank you. Hi, my name is Brock Vandenberg. I'm president of Talamar Financial. We are a hard money lender here in San Diego. We specialize in financing fix and flips and rental income property. If you are looking to fund your transaction quickly, give me a call. You can reach me at 858-613-0111 at extension 1, or go to our website at Talamar Financial, Talimar Financial. Also, many of you don't know, you can invest alongside me in the trust deeds that we originate. If you are interested in learning about how to invest in trust deeds, again, go to Talamar Financial or give me a call at 858-613-0111, extension 1. Thank you. And by the way, this is a great event to be at. Continue to network. You're doing the right thing.
Thank you, Brock.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gabby Benavides with UDirect IRA Services. We offer self-directed IRA accounts, and we have helped thousands of Americans invest out of the stock market. If you guys want more information, my business cards are on the back, and my number is 619-840-8935. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andrew Reed, and if you've ever used one of these right here, you all know how challenging they are to clean off. My business is glasswb.com. I make, manufacture, and install glass dry erase boards. I have one in back if you want to go and give it a try. Again, my name is Andrew Reed with Glass WB. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. All right, Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian Davis with AccuPlan. I do self-directed IRAs and 401ks. Who in here is self-employed? Who in here is self-employed with no W-2 employees? That's a lot of you. How many of you guys have solo 401ks? About 50%, that's a good amount. Well, if you want a solo 401k, that's a product I sell, allows you to invest in real estate, and we have no annual fees with our solo 401k. So come talk to me about that, as well as the self-directed IRA. Again, it's Brian Davis with AccuPlan. I have flyers and cards in the back. Thank you. 619-892-2438.
Thanks, Brian.
Hi, good evening. I'm Diane Oliver. I'm with Berkshire Hathaway, and I'll do a audience participation thing too. How many of you are not a real estate agent? There you go, there you go. How many of you want one? There you go. Give me a call. I'd love to help you. I've been a real estate investor. I bought my first house at 22. I've been investing ever since. I love real estate, and I only work with investors, no normal people at all. So give me a call anytime. Thank you very much. I'll put my cards in the back.
Thank you, yes.
Let's see, 619-589-8600. I'll put the cards in the back table. Thanks.
Nice phone number. Good job. All right, Joe.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Mendoza. How many of you like going through brain damage or reinventing the wheel? No? Okay, good. How many of you like things that are proven? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm with Equity California Real Estate. They have proven the model in the state of Utah, capturing more than 16% of all the agents out there. And I'm bringing it here to California with some of the fantastic brokers. We have somebody in San Francisco, Carlsbad, downtown, and Poway. And I'm looking for agents and brokers that want to leverage this platform that's an already proven model. My name is Joe Mendoza, 619-246-HOME, HOME, or you could visit equity-usa.com. Thank you so much.
So how much commission do they have to pay Equity?
Oh, great question. So in your typical brokerage, whenever you start real estate, it's usually 50-50, 60-40, or 70-30, which 50 is to the house, 30% or 40% is to the house. With our model, you only pay $499 to the house, and the agent keeps the lion's share of the commission. Great question. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you for our sponsors. Definitely appreciate it. Up next, we have a gentleman named Ted, and Ted is going to talk about technology. And is he in the room? Where is Ted? I think he might be out on the phone. He's using his technology right now. So there he comes. So I need to talk a little bit about caller ID spoofing, and I don't know what this is, so I'm actually going to take notes myself. So please give a warm welcome for Ted Ricasa.
All right, good evening. Well, nothing like taking a phone call while you're supposed to be talking. Okay, caller ID spoofing. So I am going to actually do the legal disclaimer first. Usually put that at the end, but today I'm going to show you something about the caller ID that you could really take advantage of in a negative way, but it could also be very positive if you use it right. So here's the problem. You don't want to always show your cell phone when you're calling somebody. And sometimes they don't even take calls if you do the block your caller ID. So sometimes you want to make a call from your cell phone and show a different number. It's called caller ID spoofing, and it's legal. And again, but going back, there's some serious federal regulation about it, and if you use it in a bad way, you can get in big trouble. So here's the example. I want to call somebody on Craigslist, but I don't want them to see my cell phone. So I want to show a different number. The solution is something called caller ID spoofing. You can call any number from any number and show any number. It's kind of weird that this is actually legal and really easy to do. So I can call Daryl from my cell phone and make him think that it was coming from Aaron. And he picks up the phone and says, "Hey, Aaron, guess what? It was me. I got you." Yeah. There's two ways to do it. There's a mobile app, and you can go through the website. Here's the app that I use, and I didn't even realize that I had this functionality, but I use something called Grasshopper to manage my 800 number. And I'm working with a partner that I think might be here, and we're doing a wholesale deal, and she didn't want to use her cell phone number to call the people on Craigslist. So we're trying to figure out what to do. So she downloaded my little Grasshopper app, and on the app, you can see it asks you, what's your phone number? What is the outgoing number that you want to show? And you program it in. Now this one actually, on my app, it's always 800 number. So whenever I call or she calls or any of my partners call, anybody that returns the call back all goes to the 800 number. All goes back to the main number. So it's kind of nice. So we can all call on deals and all the calls get back into the same place. Now here's where it gets even more tricky. So now if you just go on the web and you type in caller ID spoofing, you'll find websites. And they ask you what number that you want to, your number, the number you want to call, and the number you want to show. And really quickly, and this comes up on the front page, but you can go there, caller ID spoofing, and you can do this in 10 seconds. It's almost unbelievable that it works that easy. By the way, I was talking to Eric before this, and I guess Google Voice has that feature too, and Google Voice is free. So in Google Voice, you have to verify the number, so you can call from your home, your office, or your cell right from Google Voice, and it goes right into your contacts. So that's neat. I don't use Google Voice because when I researched it, I couldn't bring my 800 number in. I don't know if that's changed, but that's why I don't use it at this point. The cost varies. If you go online and you do this through the website, you can do a quick call for free, and I think they limit it to different websites, 30 seconds to a minute, or you can sign up with your credit card for 10 cents a minute, up to they were some of those monthly $30 unlimited. Again, really quick, the reason that I know this is, now here's some really powerful stuff. I was actually burglarized 2 times in 30 days in our office, and they stole computers, and we found the computers on Craigslist. And we couldn't get the police to show up, and we couldn't get the detectives to show up because the detectives don't work on Fridays or Saturday to Sunday, so that's a tip, don't get robbed on Friday. And so we used this to spoof our caller ID so we can call the criminals, and they ended up getting arrested, so we used it in a really positive, powerful way. Cool. Okay, to learn more, caller ID spoofing, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ted. All right, thanks again, Ted. Appreciate it. I just kept having visions of stalkers getting a hold of that. Okay, so do we have this one on? Great. So our next speaker is going to be Rich Worcester. He is going to give us the market updates, kind of an overview of what's going on in real estate and in the financial world and everything else kind of in general. Rich is a real estate broker, and he is known as the short sale negotiation expert. And Daryl and I use him on every one of our short sale negotiations now, so ask a little bit more about Rich. But right now, he's going to tell you about the world and the local market. Rich?
Thank you. Thanks, buddy. What's up, Diane? What were you asking?
What is fast home help? Maybe we should know.
Fast Home Help. Well, I just happen to know a little bit about that. That's Ted Ricasa's website for helping distressed homeowners. Fast Home Help. Ted, are you still in here? No, he's on the phone again. Anyway, they help. Ted, what's Fast Home Help?
Thank you. So Fast Home Help, we are trying to figure out how to find, we're trying to figure out how to flip nationwide and wholesale nationwide over the internet. And so we built this website to provide real education about questions that homeowners are facing with. So the idea is that if you educate homeowners, that they'll come to you. I want to be the Daryl Kucan for the real estate, for the homeowners. And it's working. So now I'm getting these leads for homes that are usually inherited, usually are free and clear, and have some sort of motivation behind it. And usually the reason is because the person that inherited the home should have never been in that type of home in the beginning. And whenever an insurance issue happens or something that complicates it, they don't have the resources to get themselves out of the issue. And so they're not being marketed to by people in this room or anybody around the country coming to us from the website. So that's why I'm getting all of these interesting tech things, because I'm trying to figure out using technology to make all this thing happen. Long answer.
All right. I'm having a little trouble with this here, so thank you for giving me that time to stall, too. Okay, so anyway, my name is Rich Worcester. Anybody ever been to Massachusetts here? Worcester, Massachusetts. It's pronounced Worcester, so. Long story. I'm going to do the market update. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the local real estate market, not much about the national market, because although some of you are investing out of state or out of Southern California, I'm going to try and keep it to local data, because if you're getting started, it might be the right place for you to learn. That's me. My name is Rich Worcester. I'm going to talk about 5 items here. I usually go through 5 items. We all subscribe, or we all follow the guys that have been doing this for 30 years, 25, 30, 40 years, Robert Campbell, Bruce Norris, and they all have their items that they follow, and these are the ones that I follow. Price direction and momentum, interest rates, sales numbers, employment, and consumer sentiment. Right, first one, right off the bat, Bruce Norris's baby, the one that we all really probably feel carries the most weight if you had to choose one thing to follow in our business, and one indicator to tell you where you're going, what you want to do. You look at affordability and where it's going, and where it's been and where it's going. Right now, San Diego is very steady at 28%. Basically, what that number is the percentage of households in the state that can afford a median-priced home, who have a median income of somewhere in the $94,000 range between two parties. So that's, I might be wrong on those numbers, but it's a median and a medium, and as average as you can get. So 28% in San Diego in San Diego County of the people who live here can afford to buy the median priced house. Now, you can see a year ago, to the far number, that's the year-over-year number, 43%. So prices have gone up a lot. Now, looking on this left column here, though, you can see some other counties in San Diego, or in California, Southern California. Look at Riverside and San Bernardino. Still opportunity there. There's a long way to run for those counties. So, if you're getting, snookered in San Diego, maybe head up to Riverside or San Bernardino County. And speaking of median price, look at this change here year over year, 17% increase in year-over-year price in the last year. So month over month, it's actually down just a couple $1,000s, but we had such a meteoric rise, it's kind of paused a little bit. And although, according to the people, again, that we believe in and subscribe to their theories, it's still going to go up, at least for the rest of this year, but very, very modestly. Mortgage rates. This is where the bad news starts. Mortgage rates are awesome right now relative to history, but they've come up almost a quarter of a point in the last few weeks, and it looks like maybe, I don't know for sure, but it looks like we aren't going to see any decreases for the near term. A lot of upward pressure on mortgage rates. The banksters, they just want their money now, and they're going to kind of force this issue.
So, Rich.
Yes, sir.
As mortgage rates rise, what happens to affordability?
Well, affordability decreases.
Correct.
Unless prices decrease. And there is an argument that prices will decrease as mortgage rates increase, because the demand will drop off, and then inventory is going, I'll go over inventory here in a moment. Inventory is starting to increase a little bit. We get a little more inventory and a little less demand, and things are going to soften. So it's all relative. The numbers are still really good. You're still really, you're in a good position if you're buying right now. You just got to remember to be prudent when you buy. Make sure you don't overpay. And if there's an option for you to add value to a property, like my buddy there, Chris does, add a bedroom, add a bathroom, add a bedroom and a bathroom, that's where you will you will be able to get some extra profit. Okay, this is the distress type sales in the state, or excuse me, in San Diego County. You see 4% of our deals, actually this month it's 5 because I haven't changed this all the way around, but 5% of our business is short sales and REOs in San Diego. A year ago it was 14%, 2 years ago it was over 28%. So those things, as I tell you every month, of course that's the field I work in, so steer clear of that. You're not interested in that. Employment. Why did you leave your last job? Because the company moved and didn't tell me where they moved to? Month over month, unemployment at 7% did not change in San Diego County. And the next slide I've got here is pretty interesting. You can see it didn't change month over month, but look where it's come from basically a little over 2 years ago. It's come down from almost 10%, and actually 3 years ago it was almost 12%. It's down to 6%. So unemployment numbers have come down so much. Why don't we feel like this economy is roaring? Well, great question. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. This is the consumer sentiment thing, which I think is very important. Consumer sentiment and builder sentiment. These are the people that are buying, and these are people that are building. And right now, they're both kind of depressed. These numbers are down historically. Take a look at this. Got ahead of myself here. Here's builder sentiment. And I must have deleted the chart, but there's a chart in there that talks about, you know, we're all flying high, the roaring 20s, and everybody's got an awesome attitude, outlook on the business, on the world. And then starting, like, for instance, in the year 1999, 2000, we had the dot-com crash, boom, consumer sentiment went down and went back up over the next couple of years. 9/11, boom, went down again. So consumer sentiment gets up, but right now, since the crash of 06, 07, consumer sentiment has been very flat, very depressed. So, yes, sir.
What's the source of those numbers?
This is Thomson Reuters, the University of Michigan. This is an accepted, or it's kind of the gold standard for consumer sentiment. The St. Louis Fed does this as well. I know I sound like a geek, but I do. In fact, there's just a reminder to you guys. This is your living. If you want to be a real estate investor, you got to do this. You got to study this stuff. You got to try and figure out where the market is going for you right now. What if you were out to buy a $500,000 house right now with cash out of pocket, and all the signs are pointing to some kind of an imminent decline? Would that be a good move? Well, probably not. But if you were just listening to all the people on CNBC and hearing how great the real estate market is, you know, you'd be another casualty from just like we had 7 years ago. So do your due diligence. This is the San Diego, an article about the San Diego economy, and it says we're going to experience further slowing in the year 2014. So I know, Mr. Good News, but basically it says taxes are going up. Well, we can't argue that. We know that. There are implementation issues with the Health Care Act, and so these are reality. So just pay attention to those. Again, if you buy right and with a good margin, you don't have to worry. Just don't take any unwarranted chances. Home builder sentiment is about the same year over year, or month over month, excuse me. All right, so enough about the local market. The local market is slowing. It has slowed a little bit. It is solid, though. It is a steady base. There are arguments that San Diego is the most consistent market in the entire state, if not the country. Less volatility than Riverside, LA, or Orange County. And so keep that in mind. You're in a solid market you really have to scrap to get some margins, to get some profit. With that being said, it's also the safest, probably, if you buy right. Mr. Ward Hannigan, who happens to be the speaker at our club in 2 weeks, he's one of the people that I follow. I mentioned Bruce Norris, Robert Campbell. These people, they do their homework. Ward Hannigan is a gentleman who specializes in foreclosures, training of foreclosure students. He's had many, many millionaires all over the country who have taken Ward's classes on foreclosures and title holding trusts. Just absolutely mandatory skills you got to have in your toolbox if you're a real estate investor. He's going to be our speaker in 2 weeks at the El Camino Country Club. Here's Aaron, your group, the Norris Group. One of the good things about what they have is they have this radio show, which is just, it's something that you would pay $60,000 from Robert Allen for, and they do it for free. It is, it's amazing. I mean, you had Bill Gross on there a couple of years ago. I went back and listened to that, and wow. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a radio show. They usually do 2 segments for each speaker, one a week, then one the next week. Our friend Justin Williams, House Flipping HQ, also has the same thing. We are going to have an anniversary party at the SDREI up at the El Camino Country Club in June 17th. Bruce Norris is going to be our keynote speaker. It's our 10-year anniversary for our club, and you got to come. We throw a great party, if anybody knows. We have a lot of fun with those, and the networking is the best part. It's just the best. Bill Tan's group, the San Diego CIA Creative Investors, I think it might be actually the CIA. Here's Fred Eckert talking at SDCIA. They have probably the largest number of attendees every month. They have a couple 100, 300 attendees sometimes. There's a lot of crazy networking goes on there, and some people there that have done thousands of deals over the past 20 and 30 years. You want to go somewhere and get into be a little fish in a big pond. That's the place to go. So how do you do it? How do you succeed in our business? You got to educate yourself. You come here and you network. You go to other meetings. You network. Take action. Don't forget to take action. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. So even with some of the news seems a little depressing and scare people from going out there and doing deals, you said it was in there. I mean, the obvious is when the market is flying up, can you make money in real estate? When the market flattens out, can you make money in real estate? When the market is falling so fast, I mean, you need a hard hat. Can you make money? That's how we got started. So, but you need to pay attention to what's happening so you don't get clobbered. But you can do it. So you need the knowledge, but don't be afraid of it. Use it. So thanks, Rich. And there's Rich's contact information if you'd like to get a hold of him, talk to him. And he's got a great website that you can look up too, where he has a lot of this market information and a lot of other information. And it's very good, so check him out. Okay, so this segment is our deal profile. We can have people that you see every day, or Daryl and myself, talk about our deals, but who cares, right? It's about you guys. So we ask attendees, we go out to the audience and ask other people, whether it's their first deal or 10th one, who's doing it out there, because we want to show everybody here that anybody can get into this. So we've got Kendall and Darren coming up. Where are you? You here? These fellows, Kendall, we've known each other for many years before either one of us were even flipping houses, and then we kind of disappeared. It's been maybe 4 years. Yeah, and we just reconnected a few weeks ago, and lo and behold, we got a flipping business, and he's got a flipping business. You guys are in Murrieta, and there you go. So let's see your latest deal. Share with people.
All right. Thanks, Imran. Okay. Oh, thank you for the 3 of you that clapped. That's awesome. All right. I'll give him the clicker. I don't want it. So, really, what we wanted to showcase is just what he said, that the most ordinary people can do this stuff, right? Because that's who I am. I'm the ordinary guy. There's nothing special about me. I have a totally useless college degree. Does anyone else have that? Is anyone's degree more useless than a degree in zoology?
They're thinking about it.
What? Seriously? What's more useless than zoology? You win. At least you can get a job acting or something. I can't do anything with the zoology degree, but that's my background. I went to school, got good grades, so I could get a good job. That didn't work, so I found real estate 9 years ago. And what we want to illustrate is just one of the deals that you can go out there and find with if you have no marketing budget, do you have access to the internet? How many of you have access to Craigslist? Okay, so let me go through this deal. We're going to walk through this real quick. We've only got a couple of minutes to go through this. But you're going through a Craigslist ad. Where am I looking? Houses for sale, right? If you're looking in Craigslist and you see this, what do I have here? What does that mean? For sale by owner, the house, by the way, we live up in Murrieta. We're in the Murrieta Temecula Valley. And you heard Imran and Daryl talking about a club coming soon in that area. They're going to help us launch up there. So if you're up in that area, we're going to be so excited to have you come up and join us up there and just continue to expand our network, right? So for sale by owner, $370,000. What might this tell me first thing right off the bat? Please. He doesn't want to pay realtor fees. For all you real estate agents, I'm sorry, you're useless. Right? Just kidding, just kidding. Real estate agents are awesome, right? But this guy can't afford it is the first assumption we might make. So our partner on this transaction, she actually called this individual, and within the first 5 minutes he said, look, we're getting a divorce, I owe $356,000. I just want out of the deal. What do we have now? Motivated seller, okay? At a very quick glance, and by the way, do we have to learn how to do a quick glance on properties real fast, property evaluation? Very quick glance, we're at $410,000. Is this a good deal? We don't know yet, right? Okay, so we evaluated this deal a couple of different ways. The first way we evaluated the deal, we could have walked in and made a profit of about $40,000. Is that a good margin? Or we could potentially profit $26,000. Which one would you take? 40. You'd all take the 40. And that's why this house sat on the market. I chose to do the $26,000 profit. What's the missing link here? What are we missing?
Gotta sell it.
I gotta sell it. What else? Time. Time is the same, 122 days. What is the question we should be asking?
There's one more.
There's one more huge component. Where's my hard money lenders? Money, right? How much money do I put into the deal?
Zero.
I could either come in here and I could put a lot of money into buying this deal. I'd have to buy, he says, look, if you'll just give us $356,000, we're out. This property had been rehabbed. They had only lived here 13 months. So we don't have, do we have any click? Yeah, click something. I'll show you a picture of the house. I can't go too far because I give you all my answers. So this is the house. When we found it, we didn't really take before pictures because we showed up and the house was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. It had just been rehabbed 13 months prior. Okay? New paint, new carpet, new granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. We didn't have to do hardly anything. So we walk up to the house. So first glance, we say, okay, might be a deal. Then we walk up to the house, and what did we see that had fallen down on the ground?
A for sale by owner sign, or for rent, actually.
For rent.
It was a for rent sign.
So if we see on Craigslist for sale by owner and for rent has fallen down, now what do I know? They've tried the exit strategy of renting. That's not going to work. Now they're trying to sell it on Craigslist. They're not having much success. So am I gaining information from this situation already? Yes. So we walk in, and my first question to this guy is, okay, obviously you're trying to sell it. If we don't buy it or somebody else doesn't buy it and you've tried to rent it, what are your options? What are you going to do? Okay? And he said, we're just going to walk away. They had equity in this house. They weren't upside down. They weren't really a great candidate for a short sale. They were current on their mortgage. It's just they were getting a divorce and they wanted out. All right, do I have some information I can work with now? All right, so you guys probably already know, how did we buy this deal? How do we do this transaction? Subject to financing. I asked him, I said, are you open to creative solutions? And he said, well, yes, maybe. What does that mean? So we had to come in and we first transferred the deed of the property over into our company. And how much did we spend to, their mortgage payment was $2,450. What was our total investment into this deal?
Out of pocket, we came in with about $29,600. That's about how much we had to take out of our pocket to make this deal happen.
So it cost us approximately $5,000 to transfer the deed into our name. We paid the mortgage for 4 months at $2,450, so that's approximately 15 grand, yes? And then, even though they had just rehabbed it the previous year, it still we needed to clean the carpets, and can paint get kind of crummy in just a year? Yeah. And it had. So we painted this property, we cleaned the carpets, we didn't have to do staging, we didn't have to do anything. Now we just got a great market report. Do we have to understand what the market's doing? At first glance when we bought it, the market value was approximately $410. By the time we sold it, I listed it on the market for $440,000. Okay? It appraised for $415,000. Now we can go through a couple slides here, Darren. It appraised for $415,000, but we sold it, go one more. Do you see the sold price? We sold it for $432,500. How do you sell a house for more than it's worth? What is it? Competition. Competition and learn how to negotiate. I love the last slide. Get educated, network, and take action. It's all in education. It's learning how to be in control of the transaction. I was selling it non-contingent upon appraisal. And I agreed to that ahead of time. And it was really funny because the agent came back and it appraised at $415,000. And he's like, man, this isn't going to fly. We're asking $440,000. We got to meet somewhere in the middle. And I said, I'm not even going to have a conversation unless I'm at $430,000. But I'd like to take it to $435,000. And instantly, this agent calls me up and he says, my client said no. They're stuck on $430,000. I said, no problem. I'll adjust your commission. Then did we meet in the middle at $432,500? And did I have to adjust his commission? No, all of a sudden he was totally fine with spending his client's money. So it's all just about negotiation. But this is a great transaction. This is one, do we have any more pictures? I don't even know. This is the story I just told you. Yep. But we invested, see, if we would have bought it outright, we could have made $40,000. Why didn't we do that? I'm not the numbers guy, he is.
Well, if you look at the numbers here on the bottom of the slide, you can see that we invested just under $30,000 to make a almost $26,000 profit. That right there is an 88% return just on that deal alone, but we did it in 122 days, which then turns into a 260% return annually.
You guys know how this is a good deal? Look at Aaron, he's nodding his head.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'm loving
works.
that. So if we paid $356,000 outright, didn't pay that $5,000 to have the title transferred into our name and all that other stuff, we could have made more profit. In fact, that's why I've got my computer up here, because I love my computer, because it tells me all kinds of neat stuff. I mean, numbers are my friend. We could have made about a $40,000 profit, but what would have that done to our actual return? It would have taken it from a 260% annualized return down to about a 32% annualized return, because we would have had to invest so much more capital into the project. So to me, that percent return is what speaks to me. We made less by investing less, had the same amount of risk in the deal, and made a smaller profit with a much larger return, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this was a cool transaction because we helped a homeowner out of a bad situation. Another reason they were very motivated to sell is this was attached to their VA benefits. Where are my veterans in the room?
Yeah.
Give them a round of applause for the veterans. What happens if the vets foreclose on their VA loans? What happens to them? Yeah. They lose that benefit forever. Okay, so this is totally creating a win-win situation. This is just about being creative. That's one of the things we thrive ourselves on in doing in our business, is working with our investors, making it a win-win situation. We're excited to work with the San Diego Club. We're excited to help take it north. And, that's part of the deal. I don't know if we have any more slides. Probably not, because I have a degree in zoology. I don't know how to use computers.
Pictures of the
Oh, here's some pictures. This is really cool. This took me like 4 hours to put that into the presentation.
It did not.
That took me like 5 hours. It's pathetic. I don't know how to do this stuff. Yeah. You don't have to be all that smart to invest in real estate. You just have to get educated, network, take action, follow a system, and learn how to do it. So you guys are in the right place.
Boing. He's a lot smarter than he says he is. Yeah, he is. Trust me. Okay, if anybody else has got some recent deals that they'd like to share with us, please email us at the San Diego Investment Club @gmail.com, and we'll get your happy shining face up here, and you can run your numbers. So please do, because we don't want to have to show our own. We want to show yours. That's what it's all about. So please do email us with your deals. Okay, time for a monthly giveaway, and then we'll get right to our main speaker. So, how do we want to do these giveaways? Let's go with, how do you want to do, well, I'll give you you've got an idea. We've got a few books and giveaways up here, so. Every time we try to come up with a new way to give stuff away to you guys, so this is actually one of the hardest brainstorming sessions, is try to make it fresh.
So all the veterans in the room, again, we really appreciate your service. It allows us to be here and be free. So we're going to give something away to our veterans. Raise your hands, veterans. Thank you. Who served in the military longer than 10 years? Longer than 12 years? 15 years? 20 years?
My goodness.
Wow.
Career military.
25 years. 22 years. 23 years? 20. You both get something.
Yeah, I said 23 years and 2 weeks.
Come on up. Come on up to the front of the room. Come on up.
You guys don't even look that old.
All right. Which branch of the military? Army.
Army. Navy. Right on.
Fantastic. Great. Well, you guys are more than welcome. You guys can come back next month. That admits one for you. And then you get to come back for free as well. That's another admittance. Thank you.
Thanks for your service, guys.
See you guys next month. Thank you for your service.
Thank you so much. All right. I want to find out, is there anybody here that has done their very first deal like this year or last month? Very first one. Nobody knew doing their very first.
So everybody's done lots of deals, then I'm assuming, right?
Right, or you haven't done your first deal yet.
Who hasn't done their first deal?
Have not. Okay. Who's been working at it for over a year? Hasn't done it yet. Wow, a lot of fresh people. Okay, who's been working at it for over a month? Okay, over 6 months. Okay. 8 months. Well, now we got 2 hands up over here.
Oh, sorry,
okay.
didn't see it.
Over 8 months. Okay, raise them high because you're gonna get something. Okay, so over 8 months been working on your first
deal? You've been working on a deal for 8 months.
Okay, anybody beat 8 months? Working on first deal? Okay, so you're gonna get, who moved my cheese? So you can find out.
Has anybody read this book, Who Moved My Cheese?
It's a great book. Oh, you have this book. Okay. Of the other two, who does not have this book? Of the two that were raising their hand.
All right.
Back over here, you have the book?
Chris, you said you're about 8 months you've been trying to get a deal done?
Probably 6.
Okay, there we go.
You have this book yet? Oh,
all right, you should read this book. Thanks, Chris.
Here you go. Yeah. It's all about when something's been working for you and all of a sudden the winds change and what you were doing before doesn't work anymore, right? And people kind of stick to what they're doing, or you kind of change and you find out what the new thing to do is, right? Or where to do it. So it's a great book on how to do that.
Who here in the rooms has a position where they can help somebody else achieve maybe a little more success in real estate investing? Who's done a lot of deals that can help some people?
Seasoned investors.
Seasoned investors. Oh, and yeah, you've mentioned that you've been in here for quite a while, right? There you go.
Keep your hands up.
And all right, there we go. Owen, I'm going to go ahead and give you this book. It's called Lessons from My Coach. Become an extraordinary coach and attract extraordinary clients, from actually our friend Amir, who couldn't be with us this evening. So go out and go help some people.
All right, thanks guys for playing along. Okay, our next speaker is Aaron Norris, and I'm going to let him intro himself mostly. We do have something in common. He's an MBA, highly educated, was working at a highfalutin Wall Street firm, even a couple of them, had a very promising career, lots of money, lots of success, and this is where we have something in common. We just chucked it all for real estate, right? So explain that. Okay. Actually, no, both much happier and doing better. So Aaron, please welcome Aaron.
Thank you.
Aaron Norris.
Aaron Norris.